I think because of the huge issues of world politics now and the fact that governments are prepared to deploy armies, I mean, stop the war must have a very strong life and a very strong influence in the future.
We have a very extensive, we have a mailing list of over 100,000 people. We still have groups around the country. And they campaign on a range of different things, that they take up different issues that are related to wars. And I think what happens then, that you keep the movement going, which I think has been crucially important. And I think we're the only major anti-war organisation internationally, which I think has kept going to the extent that we have and has maintained the breadth that we've managed to do. But then when you find there is as there was last year when there was the vote to go to war in Syria over bombing ISIS, then you find you can get much larger numbers of people on the streets. And the potential for conflicts is very, very much there. And we think, therefore, the potential for an anti-war movement is still very, very much there.
Campaigning against nuclear weapons is very much on the resurgent at the moment. We've experienced a growth in membership and a growth in support and a growth in activism around the question over the last few years. A majority of opinion polls have showed a majority of the population opposed to the replacement of Trident. And that's particularly so when it comes to young people, because they can't understand this kind of 20th century Cold War hang-up with nuclear weapons and status and all that kind of thing.
So when do you use these weapons? That's what I'd like to know. To me, Jeremy Corbyn's absolutely right. They're useless. And you show me one ISIL or ISIS member who says, oh yeah, the reason we're not, if I haven't dropped a nuclear bomb on England is because they'd attack us back. I'm sorry, bullshit. They don't care about that. I don't think that would worry them at all.
If you have a situation where the President of the United States is giving free rein to nuclear proliferation and condoning it and saying it's a good idea, an utterly disastrous and exceptionally dangerous path. So we should all be under no illusion about what the Trump presidency means, what the turn to the far right means. Exceptionally dangerous. And that is one of the key reasons why it's absolutely essential that people need to be involved in the anti-nuclear and the anti-war movements at this time, really, now more than ever.
Well, it is just as much of a threat, but it's not an it, it's us. It's us, it's we that are the problem. There are, goodness knows, 1,000 ways you can kill very large numbers of people. We're the problem, not what you do it with. We've got to pay attention to what's wrong with us and how to make us better. Because we do know history is full of the fact of tremendous self-sacrifice and generosity and of British people, all sorts of people, everybody. They can also turn nasty.